Hello Sound Test, magandang gabi po mga Pilipino at Pilipinas. Mula Apari hanggang Hulo. Buong bansa ay bumaha. Magandang gabi po. Ang ating balita po sa ngayon, tatalakay natin ay gumulong na po ang sinampa kong kuwaranto laban kay Erwin Tulfo. Ang basihan ko ay siya po'y Amerikano. At hindi pwede kung si Trump ang lahat ng hindi Amerikano ay pinapahuli at pinapadeport niya. Sa atin, hindi rin pwedeng Amerikano na magiging senador at kailangan ipadeport din ito sa Amerika. Di ba? Dapat nga i-deport siya. Amerikano siya eh. No matter what he does, no? Siya sa brochacha at brochacha barucho. Magandang gabi! Diyan sa Visayas, sa Bohol, sa lugar sa akong inahan. Sige, pangalan na lang. Si Mama Carmen o si Papa Berto na diha sa Bojol. The Republic of Bojol. Sa mga taga Cebu, si diha sa sa Camotes Island, si Tom. Kumusta? Kumusta mga diha der karumbay? Amping-amping kanunay, aron ba ingnon ba nga maayo? So, sa mga kabalin ko, mahaya pagbingi. Mga kabalin, kailangan ibangon natin ang lahing Kapampangan na magiging dakila kagaya sa panahon ni Kong Dadong na naging presidente ng Pilipinas. Sa mga kabsat ko, magagan na naimbag rabi sa inyo kada kayo amin, simula dyan sa Quirino Province, Nueva Vizcaya, Nueva Ecija, sa Tarlac, sa Ilocos Sur, Ilocos Norte, sa La Union, sa Pangasinan, dyan sa Abra, dyan sa Mountain Province, tapos dyan sa Cagayan Province, sa Isabela, at saka lalo dyan sa Santiago City, nabis ko na, I miss the city, Santiago City. Gusto ko matulog ulit dyan sa Centro Mall. Tapos kakain ako ng pansit Kabagan. Yung palang pansit na galing na doon sa tulay ng Kabagan Bridge na nahulog. Renato Serra, yan, tutukan mo si Dr. Toto, si good morning, watching from New York City. New York, New York, New York! Alina, naimbag ramim. Okay. Bro, Erlin Evelinda, mabuhay ka, Dr. Toto, kasi Rolly Gonzales, tirador, nanonood from Bicol, Marayna Banggi, sa Camarines Sur, Albay, Camarines Norte, Sorsogon, Legazpi City, Naga City, Dait City, sa Masbate. Sino pa? Si Rally Gonzales. Okay, inulit ko ng pangalan mo. Serlito Pornias. Maupay nga gabi. Maupay nga gabi sa mga kuwan ko. Sa mga padi-padi ko dan. Sa Biliran. Aglite. Samar. Sa Northern Samar. Kumusta dyan sa Lawang? Mga kamag-anak ni Gloria Galono at saka ni Renato Kilikol. Yung mga kasamahan ko dati sa journal. Tapos si Akatsuki, gugulong kaya yan ng maayos. Let us see, let us fight for it. What is important is it shall start. The moment it starts, I'll be on guard on every step of the way. Tinatawagan ko po si Attorney Jose Alan Mendez Tebelen. Ikaw ang abogado ko rito. Kaya gumanti ka na kay Tolpo. Pamsi, explain niyo po kung anong kuwarto. Sige po, ako nag-intro muna, nagbabati muna ako. Si Release Sebastian. Good evening, Dr. Toto Kausing. Musta po from Santa Ana, Manila. Wow! Malagi ako dyan sa Santa Ana pumupunta. Minsan dyan ako pumupunta sa Santa Ana Church eh. Ang paborito kong lugar na puntahan dyan, alam mo yung dyan sa may Diyan sa, nakalimutan ko na, kasi diyan ako dumadaan papuntang Makati. Oh, anyway, so Julito Paloma, good evening. Toto, mabuhay ka. You're watching in Davao. Maayong gabi diha sa Davao. Sa tarang tao diha sa Davao del Sur, Davao del Norte, Davao de Oro, Davao Occidental, Davao Oriental. O Tagum City, Panabo City, Davao City, Digos City. Diyan sa aking mga kaliwat sa Digos City. Sa mga kausing mga taga Digos City. Si Uncle Manny, Emmanuel Kausing, si Auntie Judith Kausing, ano pang pilido, yung dating retired school teacher sa Digos National Comprehensive High School, Judith Pakana. Judith Kausing Pakana. Si Uncle Robert Kausing. Okay? Sino pa? Abangin natin parami na parami. So siguro ang ano bang dapat ikanta natin, i-dedicate kay Erwin Tulfo? Max Maghuyop. Huyop og Pirmi, ha? San Mateo Rizal. Ernesto Chavez, to are ko di okay. Denby Ilacion. Good evening, Sir Toto. Kausing, ingat ka lagi. So, Marie TV, watching from South Korea. Noel Bartolata, magandang gabi dyan sa Paranaque, Noel. Lisa Tanaka, good evening po. Ismin, Mr. Bendalo, tapos ka na, say goodbye. BBS Las Vegas, ano nga ba ang kuwaranto? Mamaya, explain ko. Roberto Lloveta, Dr. Toto, baka nagpunta ka sa Santa Racetrack. Nung araw, nung hindi pa tinanggal siyang Santa Ana Racetrack, din ako dumandaan papunta Makati. Okay? Siyempre, favorite ko place ko nung araw yan eh. Nung araw na lumang araw sa Makati. Once upon a time in Santa Ana. Jurem na imbag, Rabim. Okay. Johnny Laguador. Julius Umana. Okay. Pwede natin siguro simulan. Let us start with Nakatamina. Oy, kamusta? Konbanwa sa Mamo. Regards yan, ha? Si Attorney Bong, Attorney Bong Tibilin. Si Attorney Topacio. Hindi ko lang bagitin ang first name. Yung aking abogado. The Better Topacio. Tapos si Attorney Ambet Abad. Kumusta? Kamusta kayo dito sa Paranaque? Tapos, marami pang iba, no? Si Attorney Cerilo Savari. Sino pang iba? Si Attorney Pe, dyan sa Puerto Princesa, Palawan. Yung mga taga Palawan dyan kay Mirian. Mirian, hindi Barik 4. Hindi ko na bagitin na pilyedo. Si Dennis, si Engineer Dennis Inventor Mercader. Kumusta dyan sa El Nido? I long to go back to El Nido to see all the fishes there. Gusto ko makita doon sa Nakpan Bay. Gusto ko matulog ulit doon. Si Kevin 63. Okay, let us start. Ito po. Nag-anunsyo po kanina ang mga balita. Ang daming balita lumabas. Isa-cite ko lang isa sa 1PH. Yung tinanong si Erwin Tulfo ng comment niya, minamaliit niya pa ako yung disbarred na abogado na yan. It is not my disbarment that will win your case. But it is the evidence, the counter evidence. Kasi po, I'm proud to tell the whole world. Malakas po ang ebidensya ko. Pero one thing that I can tell you with my struggle here is dapat sa Comelec pa lang tapos ng labanan. Kaya lang kinampihan talaga siya ng Comelec. Kaya ipa-mention natin ang Comelec yan. Pero ngayon, ang i-explain ko na muna sa inyo anong kuwaranto, anong mga presentasyon ko sa kanya, anong mga aligasyon ko laban sa kanya, bakit siya dapat tanggalin, at palakas bang ebidensya ko? May magandang chance ba? At ikhambing ko naman ito ngayon. Ano magiging kapalaran nitong kulukuyang kuwaranto kumpara sa mga kuwaranto na dinaan nung pinasinampa ko noong araw sa COMELEC. Yan po ang pag-usapan natin. At dito niyo makikita ang korupsyon ni Erwin George Garcia. George Garcia? Kamusta? Iba ka, George! Ibang-iba ka, George! Ibang-iba ka, George! Mag-resign ka na lang. Grabe ka, kurakot. I have never seen a COMELEC officer as corrupt and as hideous, appearing to be decent, appearing to be transparent, and he does not even file a libel case against any people who would attack him because that is a public position. Pero ito lang masabi ko, Mr. George Garcia, ikaw po ay bayaran din. Ikaw po, kung hindi ka bayaran, kapag si Lisa Aranita Marcos ang magsasabi sa iyo, wala ka nang magagawa, susundin mo. Naalala mo nung kayo ni Bongbong Marcos, ikaw ang abogado ni Bongbong Marcos, nagsasampa kayo ng kaso sa pagpa-recount sa office presidential, vice presidential, natalo kayo kay Leni Robredo. Si Leni, mas lalo pang lumaki ang boto. You were imputing the system of the COMELEC, computer system, as the culprit na nakipagkutsabahan ang Smartmatic. Sa galing nyo naman, bago mag-election, kinutsaban nyo pa rin Smartmatic in exchange for the promise not to file a case against Smartmatic. But the problem is Smartmatic is now in limbo. Ngayon, kinasuhan sila sa Amerika kasama ang ating dating corrupt din na commissioner sa commissioner election na si Andres Bautista. Alam mo, nalulungkot ako kay Andres Bautista. Bakit? Unang-una, kaibigan kong tatay niya. Pangalawa, yung pinsang buo niya, kaibigan ko. Pangatlo, I held him in high regard yung during that time na siya yung dean sa Far Eastern University sa College of Law. No? Panglima ay siya naging PCGG only to turn out marami siyang dokumentong binenta sa PSG, sa PCGG. Pag-usapan lang natin later on. Ang pag-usapan natin ngayon si Mr. Erwin Tulfo. So ngayong pabalita kanina, basahin ko muna yung balita kanina. Ipakita ko sa inyo. Itong balita lang ng 1PH lang kinuha ko kasi yung iba natatakot ako baka ako copyright strike. So itong binalita ng 1PH. Ang dami naman ito. 1PH, no? Yan si Tulfo. Yeah. Sometimes you have to bend the law in order to please the people. What can you say? Department of Justice Secretary Remulla? Yes. Nagong ombudsman. Sabi dito sa balita ng 1PH, may nakatbinbin na kuwaranto petition laban kay Senator Erwin Tulfo sa Senate Electoral Tribunal. Ito raw ay dahil umano sa isyu ng kanyang citizenship ayon kay Attorney Eleanor Francisco Anunciacion, Deputy Secretary ng SET sa pagdinig ng Senate Finance Committee. Ang petisyon ay inihain ni Attorney Bertini Causing noong July 25, 2025. Ayon kay Senate President Tito Soto, wala pa siyang impormasyon hinggil sa reklamo at magtatanong pa ng detalye. Wala pa ring napapahayag si Senator Tulfo ukol dito. Matanda ang naghain na rin si Causing ng disqualification case laban kay Tulfo bago ang nakaraang midterm elections, ngunit ibinasura ng COMELEC. So, yan na COMELEC! Magbayad ka! Magbayad ka, Mr. George Erwin Garcia! Sabi ng comment dito ng mga yung mga commenter, basahin natin mga iilang comments dito. Sabi ni Mark Anthony Sanico, sabi niya, all right, tapos ka kay Toto Causing. Si Jingding naman, if he'll be out, another Tulfo will have the chance to get in. Tulfo out, Tulfo in. Hindi po mangyari yan. Magre-re-elect po, mag-election. Hindi po pwede kunin na si Ben Tulfo na number 13. So, Chan Vidal, bend the law is not breaking the law. Sabi ni Bunjing. Sabi naman ni Cecil Ubanan, dito na natin masusubok kung paano yang bebend the law. Tapos si John Christian Marantal, ngayon mo subukan i-bend ang law ngayon sa kaso mo, tol. Tapos Lorenzo Elbura, tanggalin na yan. Inugali na talaga ng Erwin Tulfo ang hindi sumunod sa batas. Ayan ang mga comment laban sa iyo, ha. Tapos si CX Asakusa, bend the law ang solution. Alfonso Junior Arieta, no problem at all. He can always bend the law. Yung binanatan ka na tuloy, Mr. Bend the law, ha. Sagaya, nagbumalik sa iyo. Sam Espiritu Estabilio, send please bend the law in your favor. Papsi Noel, sabi niya, dapat nga disqualified talaga yun si Mr. Bendalo. Si Freddy Lorenzo Mayor, dapat lang useless din naman, mambabatas siya pero di naman marunong sumunod sa batas. Ang sabi nga niya, bending the law. Kaya di siya karapat dapat dyan sa Senado dahil baloktot ang paniniwala niya sa batas. Sunod si Ryan Rainy Ivan, yari ka, low bender. Ngayon, tapos the last low bender. Mahal mo ako, sabi ni mahal mo ako. Ito, kung di pa to, kaalyado ng administrasyon BBM, malawang di makaupo sa Senado, ganon katindi ang power ng PBBM. Si PBBM ang nakapagbabago sa Pilipinas, yung dating tahimik ngayon magulo na. Tapos, Nonoy Corsiga Alvarez, kung di yan kaalyado ni Bangag, tanggal na yan. Zaidi, malakas kay Garcia, lusot yan. Ka Roger Gascon, Garcia is K.O. Babante. Yan ha. Maraming mga comments. Habang nag-antay ako na marami pang audience, I will read the comments here. Isa pa yan, Bendalo. Sabi naman ni Rene Boy Ilot, si Caroger Gascon, kanina nabasa ko na. Si Ali de la Fuente, bayaran kasi ang kumilik ni Garcia, kumita ng bilyones yung George Garcia. Tama nga naman, ako nung gano'n din suspetso ko, Erwin Garcia, ang nakinikinita mo, bilyones. Meron ka sa deposit sa Cayman Island na binulgar ni Marcoleta. So Dalmon Aplal, dapat talaga maalis din. Wala man ang pabor sa'yo dito. Kier Joshua Maravillas, pwede ba naman siguro i-bend? Alexander Dubas, Phil-Am pala si Bendalo. Leo Caban, Abapo, dikit lang ng dikit kay BBM. Itong Enriquez, yes, now na. Anatipa, Hapitana, Stephens, Gaba, kana. Lloyd Bindilo, malabo pa yan sa sabaw ng pusit kung kakatigan ng isi. Ayun. Okay, magsimula na tayo. Ayan po ang mga sa kanya, yung mga comment sa balita. Ngayon, ilabas naman natin ngayon ang kanyang sagot. In fairness to Erwin Tulfo, pakita natin dito yung sagot niya. Ito naman ang sagot niya. Basahin natin. Ito po ang sagot niya. Aware naman po tayo na may nakabingbin na ganito sa set at handa po tayong harapin ito. Matatandaan ka parehong tao rin po na isang disbarred lawyer ang paulit-ulit na nag-file ng disqualification case laban sa akin noong panahon ng kumpanya. Kaya di pa rin tayo nagulat at lahat na po ng DQ cases na sinampa ng taong ito laban sa akin ay dismiss na. Sa kabila ng lahat ng ito, tuloy lang po tayo sa trabaho. Hinalal po tayo ng taong bayan para maglingkod at iyon ang patuloy nating ginagawa. Iyon. Sabi naman ni Mindanao Tabay, Montol po, pasok! Sabi naman ni Chia Javier, Erwin po ba yung sinasabi na Bendalo? Si Stasio Albino, dapat namang matanggal yan bilang senator at mabawasan ang political dynasty. Rovelio Jimenez, kaya pala gusto niyang mabend ang batas. Kasi para hindi siya matanggal. Global Talk News Radio. Okay, Rich Sylvester. Tapos, G.E. Mapili, Global Talk News. Pangalan pa lang, kanong-kano na eh. Ragler Magpantay. Kung hindi kalyado ni BBM yan, automatic laglagyan sa citizenship sa Comelec. Parang kalaban ni Abante. Palibasa si Abante, kalyado, disqualified ang kalaban. Citizenship din ang pina-issue. So, Rico Tan, digong uuwing na sa garapon. Ganun ba? Ibig sabihin, naka-cremate. So, EHC Tats, bayhon. Siguro bayhon dito. Paano humingi? Edward Mariano Capistrano. Am I right, Taong Bayan? Sige. Ernest Tolentino. Pag natanggal yan, Tulpo pa din. Ay, wala. Hindi po akit ang number 13. Edskis Tenediro, Hoy Tolpo, hindi ka pa halal ng Taong Bayan. Smartmatic ang nagpapanalo sa iyo. Okay. Di, miro na papanalo sa kanya. So, Arnold po, Ebrada, Edskis Tenediro, may katibayan ka ba sa akusasyon mong yan? Baka pag binalikan ka niyan, lumuhod ka. Ay, huwag kayo maglala. Hindi makabalik yan. Smartmatic. Albert Angela Garin Season, gusto blue passport, Pilipinas. Pilipinas, maroon passport. Rolly Inano Fortes, may tulog dito si Erwin kasi may conviction talaga siya that involves moral turpitude, 4 na counts na libel, walang kulong pero may multa. So Marlon, huminin mo na naman. Peter Stoker Pasco, kaya siguro pro-admin dahil may pending case. Tapos J. River Blanks, ulo, hindi ka pag nanalo sa daya. John Joseph Lobender, yung mga ayuda sa DSWD. Amil Ibo Pisado, Comelec, naghalal sa iyo, hindi Taong Bayan. J.R. Escobar, dual citizen nga yan. Kung tutuusin, bawal yan. John Rick Hanjat Tribusio, dapat lang ipaalam sa publiko, hindi gawing sikreto ang desisyon. J. Rom, akala ko ba effective ang drug war? Bakit ang daming sabog? Okay, digong nahuli na daw sa, ay naglulo, wala naman. Pangit naman salita yan. Kathy B. Latko. Ano sabi naman? B. Latko. Mga Bisaya talaga, oh. mga joker talaga kayo. Now, siya ang dahilan kaya nagka-landslide, lindol, bagyo, sunog, at iba pang trahedya sa ating kinakaharap ngayon. Sana ipagpatuloy yung impeachment. Magagalit naman ang bubong didisit. Bakit naman buboy? Daming matalino sa didisit, oy. Our number 1 priority to back in power. Okay? So, punta na tayo ngayon sa issue. Okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, bago ko bubuksan ang aking petition, nais ko muna sa inyo, sasabihin, ibigyan ko kayo ng kahulugan ko anong ibig sabihin ng kuwaranto. Ang kuwaranto po ay isang salitang Latin. Nang ibig sabihin, ano ang karapatan mo? Ganun po yung sa Tagalog pa. Ano ang kapangyarihan mo? Ano ang karapatan mo sa kapangyarihan? Yan po ang tanong. O bakit? Tagalogin ko na lang. Kasi po, sa Senado, ang pwesto sa Senado ay dapat sa lahat ng kailanganin para maging senador, maliban sa edad na 35, maliban sa na magkaroon ka ng ability to read and write, hindi ka no read no write. Kailangan, residente ka sa Pilipinas, at in the last 10 years yan, at dapat ikaw ay natural born Filipino. Kung Pilipino ka man, dapat natural born. Maayong gabi, Linda, respondo diha sa Cebu. Bergie Piquero, may ambisyon pa as Blue Ribbon, si Tolpo. Edgar Nason, Dr. Toto, good evening po. Yari ka ngayon, Mr. Erwin Tolpo. At least, ang una ko pong sinabi ko gayon ang mga kailanganin para magiging pwedeng tumakbong senador. Sa pagtakbo pa lang yan. So, ngayon, ano ang laman ng aking reklamo? Ang aking reklamo ay, sa simula't simula pa lang, ay hindi na siya kwalipikado tumakbo pagka-senador. Ganon! Pero nangyari, pinayagan ni George Erwin Garcia, nagsampa pa ako ng petition for quo warranto o disqualification or to disqualify him as a candidate for senator. Anong sinagot sa akin? Binaboy ninyo lahat kayo diyan ng mga senador, mga commissioner ng COMELEC. Akalain mo ba naman na wala raw sa Omnibus Election Code ang citizenship para sabihin na sa qualification? Tarantado! Hoy! Ha! 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 Ay, nako. Ganun talaga. O, ito. Ito po ang petition ko. Basahin muna natin. Naka-English. Ayan. Oh. Sometimes we have to bend the law. Ito na ang sayo. Republic of the Philippines. Kailan ito natanggap na sa Senate Electoral Tribunal? Ang tumanggap ay si Mel C. Manglikmot. Siya po ay staff ng Senate Electoral Tribunal. Sabi niya number 1 case daw ito. Kaya case number 001 ito. Natanggap ito ng July 15, 2025. Alas 12:30 ng hapon. Okay? Ang title ng kaso, Bertelli Catalonia Causing versus Erwin Tishiba Tulfo aka Erich Sylvester Tulfo. Set case number, sa malamang 001 yan. Petition for quo warranto versus Senator Erwin Tishiba Tulfo. The petitioner by himself files this petition for quo warranto against Erwin Tishiba Tulfo, who was proclaimed as a winner in the 2025 senatorial elections, who has taken his oath to serve as a senator and has entered the office of the senator at the afternoon of June 30, 2025. So, jurisdiction. Number 1, the jurisdiction over this petition for quo warranto is vested by the Constitution exclusively in the Senate Electoral Tribunal, as written in Section 17 of Article 6 of the 1987 Constitution. Number 2, this is being implemented by the Rules of Procedure of the Senate Electoral Tribunal, particularly Rule 18 that gives 15 days from July 1, 2025, the right to file a petition against a member of the Senate of the Philippines on the ground of ineligibility, disloyalty to the Republic of the Philippines. Number 3, because the respondent entered the office of the senator on June 30, 2025, he is now a member of the Senate of the Philippines, and the legislative period to file this petition ends on July 15, 2025. But, number 4, if the ground is citizenship, Rule 18 provides that a petition for quo warranto against a member of the Senate may be filed at any time during the tenure of the respondent. Number 5, in this case, the personal circumstances of the respondent suggest that he may be disqualified on the ground of disloyalty to the Republic of the Philippines because he applied for a United States of America passport 4 times, joined the U.S. Army where he must swear allegiance to the USA and defend it to death, and stayed there in the USA as a resident by virtue of the U.S. passport issued to him. Number 6, the grounds being raised by the petitioner against the respondent as basis for quo warranto are, number 1, disloyalty to the Republic of the Philippines or allegiance to the USA. Number 2, being an American citizen and a non-Filipino citizen because he had applied for a U.S. passport 4 times and enjoyed all the benefits as a U.S. citizen. Number 3, political dynasty. And number 4, violation of Section 1, Article 11, lack of academic qualifications. Grabe ha. Ngayon ako nakakita na lack of academic preparation, kumbaga kailangan pala nakakapag-aral ka na maayos. Yun ang novel dito. Yan ang novel sa aking petition. Hindi alam ng mga abogado ito. Hopefully, ito ay gagamiting dahilan at i-adapt ng Supreme Court of the United States, Supreme Court of the Philippines. So the parties, ako, kalaban ko si Erwin Tulfo. Okay. Material facts. Ito, pagtutukan yung facts ko. In 1988, Respondent Tulfo joined the U.S. Army, where he swore allegiance to defend the Constitution of the United States as follows. I do solemnly swear for that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. Foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, and that I will obey the orders of the President of the United States and the orders of the officers appointed over me, according to regulations and the Uniform Code of Military Service. So help me God. O, yan nanumpa pa siya bilang sundalo ng Amerika at lumaban siya sa Gulf War. The first Gulf War in 1991. So in 1991, Respondent Tulfo applied for a U.S. passport under the name Erich Sylvester Tulfo. He was issued a U.S. passport based on the certificate of live birth in the name of Erich Sylvester Tulfo. In 2001, the respondent again applied for renewal and was issued a new U.S. passport under the same name. In 2011, the respondent again applied for renewal and was issued a new U.S. passport for the third time. One proof for the above stated facts is this answer memorandum filed by the respondent through his lawyer in the petition for disqualification filed by the petitioner at the Commission on Elections. So in other words, ang kanyang sagot sa COMELEC ay ginamit kong ebidensya laban sa kanya. Di ba? Parang judo style, using the weight of the opponent against the opponent. Number 16, a copy of this answer memorandum is attached here to as an Exhibit A. 17, in addition, attached here to as Exhibit B is a copy of the receipt issued on June 27, 2022 by the United States Embassy in Manila, showing that Respondent Tulfo surrendered the U.S. passport issued in 2021 and the same SSS ID stated above. Number 18, the same receipt shows the signature of the respondent acknowledging he surrendered the same U.S. passport. Number 19, further attached hereto as Exhibit C is a copy of the letter of the U.S. Embassy to Respondent Erich Sylvester Tulfo, dated October 11, 2022, where it is stated that the U.S. government authority canceled and revoked the U.S. passport in the name of Erich Sylvester Tulfo, after proving that the respondent was not Erich Sylvester Tulfo, but Erwin Tulfo. Number 20, a copy of his certificate of candidacy is attached hereto as Exhibit D. Number 21, the main cause of action for this petition for quo warranto is that respondent Erwin or Erich Sylvester Tulfo is a citizen of the United States of America and is not a Filipino, and his allegiance to the USA or disloyalty to the Republic of the Philippines. He cannot also be considered as a dual citizen who renounced his U.S. citizenship because he never applied for the reacquisition of the Filipino citizenship under Republic Act 9225. 23. But Erwin is cheating the Filipino because he also claimed he did not renounce his U.S. citizenship, as claimed he was not considered a U.S. citizen by the U.S. Embassy officials when he surrendered his U.S. passport that he had been using under the name Erich Sylvester Tulfo. See this link. Pasensya lang kayo, medyo naantok ako, kulang ako sa tulog. 24. Erwin said he was not allowed by the officials he talked to at the U.S. Embassy to do so, to renounce, because he had nothing to renounce, because Erwin Teshiba Tulfo was not a U.S. citizen and it was Erich Sylvester Tulfo who was the U.S. citizen. So, see this link. Okay. 25. Erwin admitted he was holding a U.S. citizenship in the name of Erich Sylvester Tulfo since 1991 and a social security identification card under the name of Erich Sylvester Tulfo. And a driver's license also in the same name. So driver's license to na US issued. Number 26, Tolpo personally held the Eric Sylvester Tolpo passport since 1991. An admission he made because he submitted the October 11, 2022 letter of the U.S. Embassy to the Commission on Appointment for the hearing of the confirmation of his appointment as the Secretary of the Department of Public Social Welfare and Development. A portion of this affidavit, October 11, 2022 letter reads as follows. The Department of State has revoked U.S. passport under issued to you in the name of Eric Sylvester Tolpo on August 6, 2021, along with any other valid U.S. passports issued to you, pursuant to 22 CFR, Paragraph 5, Subparagraph 62, Subparagraph A, Subparagraph 2, which provides that a U.S. passport may be revoked when it has been determined that the passport was obtained illegally, fraudulently, or erroneously. The regulation cited in this letter may be found at yun address, www.cc.fr.gov. Department records show that you, Erwin Tulfo, unilaterally, initially executed the U.S. passport application on 1991, in which you were issued U.S. passport on May 4, 1991. Subsequently, on October 19, you submitted a U.S. passport renewal application and were signed and were issued U.S. passport number. Okay? Saan na tayo? Additionally, on August 5, 2011, you submitted a U.S. passport renewal application. As a result, you were issued U.S. passport number blank, blank, blank on August 5, 2011. Most recently, you submitted a U.S. renewal passport application and presented your previously issued U.S. passport number blank, blank, blank is your identity and U.S. citizenship. Consequently, a U.S. passport number was issued in the name of Eric Sylvester Tolpo on August 6, 2021. Napilitan siya rito na isauli yung kanyang passport. Kasi nga, unang-una gusto niya magiging DSWD secretary. Kung hindi siya in-appoint ni Bongbong na maging DSWD secretary, hindi na isauli. So anyway, ibig sabihin, shock na lang tayo na tinatago pa lang niya habang mga nag-reporter pa siya sa ABS-CBN hanggang ngayon lang nalalaman natin na tinatago pa lang niya. An investigation revealed that Eric Sylvester Tolfo, born on December 30, 1965 in Hawaii, is not your true identity. O, pero ba nagsinungaling pa? Napalsify pa? Grabe. Ano ito? Criminal ito. Bakit niya pa upuin pa sa Senado? So, evidence suggests that you are Erwin Teshiba Tolfo, born on August 10, 1963, in Tacloban City, Leyte, Philippines. In fact, on June 27, 2022, you signed a voluntary statement that you were born in the Philippines and you obtained your U.S. birth certificate by fraudulent means. Lastly, on September 14, 2022, you were issued, and on your U.S. visa application, you admitted, in fact, that your birthplace is Tacloban City. Okay? So, number 27, sabi ko, in this October 11, 2022 letter, Tolfo himself acknowledged to have received the same. So, it is stated that in the records of the case of Erwin aka Eric Sylvester Tolfo with the Commission on Appointments that he submitted these affidavits. Nevertheless, the petitioner moves the Senate Electoral Tribunal to subpoena the Secretariat of the Commission on Appointments to submit to the SET all the records of submitted by Tolfo during the hearing of his appointment as the Secretary of the DSWD. 29. The records that are being sought to be submitted are his military records of Tolfo as a member of the U.S. Army. Section 3 of Article 6 of the Constitution prohibits any person from running for senator if he is not a natural-born Filipino citizen. Number 31, because it is established that Erwin Tulfo is the same person who used the U.S. passport in the name of Eric Sylvester Tulfo, and the fact that he has not renounced his American citizenship, he is not a Filipino, at least constructively. Number 32, additionally, possession of a U.S. passport and becoming a member of the U.S. Army are acts of allegiance to the United States of America, considering that they swore to the Constitution of the USA and defend the country to his death as a soldier. Any person can use any name and the person will not lose his actual physical identity under his original name or birth name or his citizenship. What is important is the fact that he has been holding a U.S. passport under the name of Eric Sylvester Tulfo. Number 35, he also voluntarily told Sharon Cuneta in a television interview with him and his brothers, Ramon, Rafi, that he had been a member of the U.S. Army, which is self-admission. A copy of this video can be viewed at this link. Oh, pinasok ko yung video. Number 37, as such, this interview of Sharon Cuneta is of judicial notice to the COMELEC for this administrative proceeding. Number 38, for one to be a U.S. Army member, he must be either a U.S. citizenship or at least a green holder. So, ibig sabihin, green card holder. Of course, logic says that he was a U.S. Army member using the name of Eric Sylvester Tulfo. Number 40, in his defense, as he stated in his verified answer filed by him in that case, Attorney Moises S. Tolentino Jr. versus Erwin Tulfo, is PA case number 23001 DCN, and Erwin admitted in paragraph 25 therein that he became a member of the U.S. Army. A copy of the memorandum for the respondent of Tulfo in SPA case number 23001 is attached here too. Yan. So, political dynasty, ano naman ang binabanggit ko sa political dynasty laban sa kanya? The second cause of action for quo warranto is violation of Section 26, says that the kind of political dynasty as may be defined by law. The phrase does not state political dynasty as shall be defined by law. If the constitutional phrase is political dynasty that shall be defined by law, then it means that there is no law that defines political dynasty. The Supreme Court or the COMELEC cannot implement political dynasty prohibition without a law defining the same. But the phrase adopted by the Constitution is a political dynasty as may be defined by law. Thus, it is not absolutely necessary or mandatory that there must first be an enabling law for the political dynasty prohibition to apply. Number 46, it is admitted that without any definition, the Supreme Court has an obligation to define what political dynasty is, or the COMELEC may formulate the implementing rules to give life and meaning to his long-standing constitutional prohibition. Sinsya na kayo, natuyo ko. Naantok ako. It is submitted, number 47, it is submitted that political dynasty needs not be defined if it to apply to brothers who are senators. 48, being a brother is a natural law that is higher than any constitution. Number 49, Section 26 is being reiterated to it. Section 26, the state shall guarantee equal access to opportunities for public service and prohibit political dynasties as may be defined by law. So, paano ko inargumento ito? Kasi dapat, andyan ang kapatid niya. Andyan yung mga tumakbo yung mga pamangkin niya, yung hipag niya. So, 51, it means that the Constitution, sabi ko sa political dynasty is the Constitution permits an ordinary meaning of what is political dynasty. Kung binabasa mong batas, talagang ibig sabihin ang ordinary meaning na political dynasty, which can be defined from experience that is reasonably understood by all ordinary voters in the absence of a law. Kasi walang batas na nilabas para i-define ko anong ibig sabihin ng political dynasty. But then, that does not stop us from petitioning and use and invoke the same. Kasi may natural meaning naman ang political dynasty in terms of blood or by marriage relationship. Number 52, the set is authorized to make a preliminary interpretation, which of course is subject to the final determination that may be made by the Supreme Court. Number 53, in the ordinary meaning of the word political dynasty, there is no dispute that the acts of Erwin Teshima Tulfo for running for the Senate along with his brother Benvenido Ben Teshima Tulfo violated the political dynasty prohibition of the Constitution, even made worse by one brother already an incumbent senator. Okay. Number 54, his proclamation as a winner, taking an oath of office and entry to the office of the senator, completed this political dynasty disqualification. Number 55, the petitioner moves the Honorable Set to subpoena the Commission on Elections to submit a certified true copy of the certificate of proclamation. The petitioner also moves the Honorable Set to direct Tulfo to submit an official copy of his oath of office. Number 57. Number 57, there is political dynasty in the case of Tulfo because his brother, Rafi Teshima Tulfo, is an incumbent senator, which fact is of judicial notice to the Senate Electoral Tribunal. Number 58, so Section 26, Article 2 cannot be set aside just because there is no law defining political dynasty for the specific purpose of Section 26. Number 59, being clearly and undisputedly dynastic, it does not need a law, but only an interpretation of the Supreme Court that has the power to interpret what political dynasty is. Number 60, between brothers occupying the same political position, there is no need for a law to define what the provision mean. That was nepotism law. Now, there is a synonymous definition in law, and this law stated under the revised rules of administrative cases in the civil service penalizes nepotism with dismissal from the service. 62, it is submitted that the law okay. For sure, political, pasensya ka na, antok ako. It is submitted that the law on nepotism prohibits an appointing officer to appoint a relative up to first-degree cousin or fourth-degree relationship by consanguinity or affinity. Ang ibig sabihin ng consanguinity, dugo. Relasyon sa dugo. Ang affinity, relasyon dahil sa nagkadikitan dahil sa kasal. 63. For sure, the political dynasty referred to in Section 26 of Article 2 of the Constitution is synonymous to nepotism, and there are actually laws that prohibit appointments by an appointing authority that is called the law on nepotism. Number 64. Up to this point, the petitioner take the position that there is actually no need for a law to execute the constitutional prohibition against political dynasty. Number 65. What may be unclear or debatable that needs a clear law is a political dynasty among relatives outside brothers, sisters, siblings, parents, and children. So, ayan. Hindi ko nabasahin siguro yung iba, no? Kasi paulit-ulit na naman yan. Puro English ka lang yan. At least, tinira ko rin dito yung, yung hindi siya nakatapos ng maayos na kwan. Wala siyang kurso kinuha para siya matuturuan ng tamang ng kung paano gagawin ang trabaho. So, pero meron pala talagang batas. Itong ina-argumento ko, isa pang batas. Ang unang batas na meron, number 67 ng petition ko, ay mayroong tinatawag na Bangsamoro Electoral Code, na kung saan, ito basahin ko, ang Section 9D of Article 3 of the Bangsamoro Electoral Code. Kahit ng batas na ito ay para lamang sa Bangsamoro, pwede magagamit para sa buong bansa. So, kasi hindi naman nag-uuri o nagsasabi ang ating Constitution sa Section 26 Article 2 kung aling batas ang gamitin. So, nominees submitted by political parties shall not be related to each other within the second degree of consanguinity or affinity. Violation of this provision shall disqualify one of the two nominees in a manner determined by the party. Yan pong electoral code. Tapos, meron tayo sa Sangguniang Kabataan Reform Act of 2015. May election law na rin na nagbabawal sa mga magkamag-anak. Sabihin natin basahin natin ang Section 10 ng Reform Act of 2015, Sangguniang Kabataan. Sabi dito, pero applicable lang siya sa mga SK. So, an official of the Sangguniang Kabataan, either elective or appointee, must be a citizen of the Philippines, a qualified voter of the Katipunan ng Kabataan, a resident of the barangay for not less than 1 year immediately preceding the day of the elections, at least 18 years but not more than 24 years of age on the day of the elections, able to read and write Filipino English, or the local dialect must not be related within the second civil degree of consanguinity or affinity to any incumbent. So, nasa tayo? Number 71, Erwin, Tolpo, and nagdi-discuss ako sa mga kamag-anak. Tapos diniscuss ko kasunod ng The Voice of the People kasi depensa nila to eh. Pinili kami ng tao, may magagawa ba kami? May magagawa ba kayo? Sabi ko, sa argumento ko rito, nung ginawa ang Constitution, nag-agree ang lahat ng tao na kahit majority pa sila ay susundin nila Constitution na sasabi na ang isang US citizen ay dapat hindi pa upuin. O yan. Next, itong ratification, among others, yung academic qualifications, gusto ko lang i-discuss sandali. The third cause for this petition for Kawarantu is that Tolpo lacks academic qualifications. And this qualification must be one commensurate to the position that the candidates run for. For one aspiring to be senator, he or she must have studied the basic principles of law, and he or she needs not be a lawyer. Knowledge in law is necessary to have a level of intelligence and education to decide what laws are needed and what laws would make the lives of the citizens better. Otherwise, ang mangyari sa batas ginawa mo, bend the law. O, yan. So, next, 86, requirement of academic qualification is required in Section 1 of Article 11 of the Constitution. So, ito sinasabi. Sabi ko, the Constitution requires public service from all government employees, and they include the elected employees. This is required by the Constitution in Section 1 of Article 11, which says, public office is a public trust. Public officers and employees must, at all times, be accountable to the people, serve them with utmost responsibility, integrity, loyalty, and efficiency, act with patriotism and justice, and lead modest life. Ayun. Okay, mag-proceed ako ngayon sa ano. Ipakita ko na ngayon yung ano. Daming tumawag eh. Pasensya na. Okay. So, i-short na natin ito. I-discuss natin. Ipakita ko lang sa inyo mga ebidensya na mahalaga. Para sabihin ninyo, may ebidensya talaga tayo. Okay. Ito pala, ipakita ko ang resibo. Sa mga, marami kasi nag-donate dito sa mga readers na para ng pangbayad sa filing fee. Ito po yung resibo, ipakita ko po. Ayan po, official receipt. Hindi kasama dyan yung gastos ko, ha? So, tingnan natin, ha? Official receipt of the Republic of the Philippines, number 422-4354G, July 15, 2025. Senate Electoral Tribunal, nakapangalan sa akin. So, payment of filing fees under Rule 42 of the 2022 Rules of the Senate. Sige lang. Malaki ang amount, 50,000. 50,000 plus 10,000, so 60. Nag-deposit pa ko 10. O yan, 60,000 lahat ang binayaran ko. So, dito ngayon, ito pinaka-importante ipakita ko sa inyong depensa. Ebidensya na ginamit ko para magiging kampante kayo kung gaano kalakas ang ating kaso. Okay, ipakita ko po yung sulat ng US Embassy o ng US government kay Elvin Tulfo na tinanggalan siya ng citizen ng passport. Magpapatunay ito na passport holder siya ng US. Ito tayo. Yan, ito. Palakihin ko ha. Para mabasa nyo. Embassy of the United States of America. Yan ang unang ebidensya ko sa kanya. Nakalagay, Exhibit 2 ko siya. October 11, 2022. Sulat po ito ng US Embassy sa kanya. Sinulatan siya at natanggap ni Erwin Tulfo. At ang sulat na ito ay binigay niya, ang kopya binigay sa Senate, sa House and the Senate Committee on Appointments. So, kasi inappoint siya na pagka-senador, kaya kailangan niya pakita. So, Dear Eric Sylvester Tulfo, inabasa ko na kanina, ito yung certified true copy. Okay? Yan. Sinabi po tayo, you have the right to hearing, kaya nag-demand siya kayo ng hearing. So, ano pa? Ano pang ibang ebidensya ipakita ko? Yung iba sinabi ko sa verified answer niya, umamin siya. Maybe sa sunod na natin yan ipag-usapan kasi medyo pahinga lang ako, naantok ako eh. At saka mag-isang oras na rin. At hindi muna ako magtatawag. Kaya, Elsa Balagso, dahil ba dyan pwedeng matatanggal? Yes, pwede po siyang matanggal. D, ang mahal pala na magpakaso. Kaya siguro naawa na kayo sa akin. 60,000 pong binayad ko rito. Efren Evangelista, good news yan, Sir Toto, madikyo na siya. Sana nga mananalo tayo ha. Tapos si Gregory Babaran, Attorney, ito na po ba ang ginawa mong reklamo lab? Yes, iyan na po. Yung unang reklamo ginawa ko sa Comelec, binasura ni George Erwin Garcia. So, baby, Sir Toto, paano na si Robin? Iba naman kasi kay Robin eh, pareho Pilipino pa rin siya eh. Ang iba lang sa kanya, nagsuot siya lagi ng suot na damit Muslim. Di yun, good job, Dr. Toto, sabi niya. Gregory Babaran, may nakikita po na liwanag sa inyong pinaglaban. Opo, malaki ang liwanag na nakikita ko. Loreto Celion, good job. Tapos Elsa Balagso, kaya pala siya nagsasabi, sometimes you can bend the law. Kasi binuto siya ng tao. So the people wants him. So because the people wants him, you have to bend the law sometimes. God bless everyone, sabi ni Pastor Rodi Rabi. Buit the King. Sino pa? Si Artebio Cruz. Saludo ako sa iyo pag natagal nyo sa senator. Tingnan natin, huwag ka sumaludo sa akin. Obligasyon ko lang ito na ginagawa ko lang. Ng ibang mga abogado hindi ginagawa. Elisa Balagso. Pinaglalaroan nila ang batas. Ayan. Bendalo nga eh. Bobby Admayen. Hindi nasayang ang pera ng mga subscribers ni Atty. Toto para ma-file ang kaso para matanggal sa pagkasenador si Erwin Tulfo. Ayan na po. Resibo yan. Kotsuki. No question din dati dyan sa Marcoleta sa Congress na American citizen si Erwin Tulfo. Hindi na-appoint. Actually, hindi siya tumuli sa appointment. Disqualify siya sa Commission on Appointments sa question na siya US citizen ba o hindi. Maayong gabi, Julao. Tuloy laban sa mga Tulfo. In this love, time. Kaya nagtatakipan kasi may kanya-kanyang tangkap. Siyempre, mas madali piliin sa taas kaysa mamili sila ng boto. So, in this lifetime, kaya nagtatakpan kasi may kanya-kanyang tinatago lihim. So, Melin SJ, Engineer Toto, sana this time magtagumpay at siyempre, tanggalan ng ako lisensya, dapat magtagumpay na ako rito. Pero because of the tanggalan ako, hindi naman yan disqualification for me to file a case against you. Raimondo Ribocas, Erwin Bentalo, Escudero, Portweed, Teodorico Gorimbao. Anong basa ko ng kanina yan? Okay? So, yan na muna ating balita sa ngayon. Magandang gabi po sa inyo. Pakishare, pakilike, para kung dadami na ang ating subscribers at kung 10 million subscribers tayo, tatakbo po akong presidente para gawin ang ating mga korte ay mga tao na ang magiging maghusga at hindi na mga judge. Para ang ating opisinang prosecutorial system ay dapat mga tao na rin magdesisyon kung sino kakasuhan sa korte. At para ang ating ombudsman ay dapat tao na rin ang husga. So, kaya lang, dapat yan. God bless you all. This is not illusion. This is not impossible. This is totally possible. Magkampanya lang tayo. Gawin yung 10 million ang aking subscribers at tatakbo akong presidente. Mananalo tayo. Salamat po. Mga kurakot! Kulong na yan! O yan si Erwin, kurakot yan.